And all that.
That's all the experience we need. That's everything we need. So do you know much about the history of playing cards? Where they came from?
No.
It's very interesting.
No.
So this goes way back. So goes back, we think, to about 8th century China, or 9th century, about 868, more or less. And of course, from China, like many things, came down the Silk Road, came through India and Persia, and then they think the first reference to playing cards was the 1370s in Italy. So this was when they came to Europe, and then of course spread all around.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of theories about what they represent and what they are, what the symbols represent. Some people believe that it was connected to a calendar. It's very, very interesting. So some people think that the two colors represent day and night, right? Of course, the 4 suits represent the 4 seasons, the diamonds, the clubs, the hearts, the spades. They think that the 12 picture cards represent the 12 months. Of course, the 52 cards of every deck is the 52 weeks. Here we go. But the craziest one, Megan, this is the number one, most mind-blowing fact. If you were to add all the cards up, so if you add a 13 for a king, plus 10, and you add all these up, you add all these numbers together, and you add a 12 for a queen, and you add 11 for a jack, you add every single card, and then you add 1 for a joker, you end up at 365. And this is true, you can do this yourself. It's a wild thing.
Wow.
So there's all these little secret codes embedded into the common deck of cards. Of course, some countries have different symbols, different values, different suits, but it's obviously very mystical creation as a deck. So with that in mind, with it as a calendar, we're going to try something a little bit special.
Okay.
All right, Megan, I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to shuffle the cards like this. We're going to do this a few times. So ideally, not too slow, but as I shuffle, you just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. And we do our first pile. Mr. Robbie.
Stop.
Very good. If you want me to carry on, I carry on.
Stop.
Right there. Very clean calls. Robbie.
Stop.
There's a little delay. Would you like me to continue?
If you want.
It's up to you. It's your choice.
Okay,
Robbie.
go for it.
Very good.
Stop.
It worked. Happy there?
Yeah.
All right, then. We leave this here. Let's do one more. Megan.
Stop.
Are you happy exactly here?
Yes.
Because if I deal one more card, it'll change everything.
Stop.
Right there. Clean hands. Slow, clean, fair. Look, what do we got? 5 packets. Almost running out of cards. Here's the madness. You said stop at these cards. Clearly, if you'd said stop sooner or later, we'd have different sizes of packets, different, obviously, cards at each location, but exactly where you called stop. And again, the first few were quite fast, and then we paused, and then we went again, right? All your choices. Megan, as we lean into this idea of the calendar, right? The connection between a deck of cards and a calendar, there's no way of knowing if this will work, but we're going to go with your birthday. Now, there's no way I could know this.
Nope.
But what is your birthday?
Do I say it?
Please.
22nd of February.
22nd of February. 222.
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. Okay, 222. And the year?
1994.
94. It was a great year.
2s and 4s are my numbers.
Very good. All right. No, this is very good. So we're saying 222, 94.
Yes.
22nd of February, 94. Robbie, the two of you made these choices. Robbie, you're going to turn over this top card. Just the top card, you turn it face up, you leave it on the packet. And this is up to you. Look, you made these choices. Look, we start with the 2. Megan, there is no way. You know there's no way. Megan, you're going to turn over the next card. We have 4 to go. Let's have a look. 22. The first 2 are out. 22nd of, you said, February.
February.
We pray for the 2.
So what's a 0?
0 would be big trouble. No, we just need 2. That's all we need.
But what's
22
zero?
of the 2.
Oh, 22 of 94.
Yes.
22 of the second 94. Right, yeah.
And now the big. I mean, look,
that would be sick. I'd feel a bit sick if I did that.
We don't know each other.
No. 2.
If you looked me up.
No, I promise, nothing like this. Mr. Robbie, we need 94. 4. Robbie, please, top card. And as we pray, we have the 9. The 9 is there.
That's wild.
No, that's...
Megan, For the final stage, fifth and final, would you please take this, turn this face up? We pray for the four. To the heavens, what do we have? We have the four. 94. Look at this, exactly where you said stop.
That's wild.
That is...
Bananas. Bananas. And you know what's crazy? Look, if you'd been one card off, look, one more card. Look, 89th of April or whatever it might have been. Look, different cards. All different cards.
84? I'm there.
All different. But just
goodness.
22nd of February.
That's wild.
94. Beautiful. Just beautiful cards.
That's wild.
That is...
And now we come to something which, no question, I will give you my word. If you perform this in the right place with the right group, this stands to be a true reputation maker. This is a category of card effects that means people months, even years later, will still be talking about this exact effect. Unbelievably powerful. What's great about this is it's so personal. It's so meaningful to somebody. Producing the four aces is wonderful. Telling them a card they're thinking of is incredible. But to have their birthday, their own personal birthday, such an intimate piece of information, such a meaningful piece of information, to somehow reveal that with a deck of cards is just one of the strongest things you can do. I truly believe this. And I created this myself as an idea. I don't believe I came up with this as a first creator. Many people over the years most likely will have used playing cards for all sorts of different things. I was in Hong Kong. This was many years ago. It was a filming project, and I was there. I was on my way to meet a very famous rugby player called Gavin Hastings, Scottish rugby player, icon of Scottish rugby. And I was thinking of something that would be more personal to him. And I remember I was in the car and I was looking up his Wikipedia page and I saw his birthday and I just thought in my mind, well, what if the cards could reveal his birthday? We turned up, I sat with Gavin, it was quite early in the morning, I think all of us were quite jet lagged, and he wasn't particularly engaged. There was this strange man with playing cards doing magic, and I did this routine, shuffled the cards, asked for his birthday, and it was when, it's so great, I think the video is still around somewhere online, when he turns over the first card, he looks to his colleague, another rugby star, he says, "George," and he suddenly is on the hook. He's so engaged with it. He suddenly realizes where this is going. There's no way I could know his birthday. He said stop as I'm shuffling the cards. And from that moment on, he was just so into the magic. It was such a beautiful switch from one to the other. And it was all down to this routine. So it's a very, very wonderful thing. And of course, for this, you need to know their birthday. We're going to move on in future courses, future mentalism courses. We'll move in more depth into how you can get personal information out of somebody, their PIN number, the name of their first pet, the name of their first crush. Pieces like this, it's much more advanced. This is not something we're going to do soon, but it's a fundamental method in mentalism, very, very strong. As I say, this will be long in the future, but there are ways, we have very devious ways of getting very, very personal information out of people. For this, of course, you just need their birthday. There are many ways you can find this out. If they're a good friend of yours, most likely you'll know it. If you see it maybe on a calendar in someone's kitchen, you can see it in their passport. You could find it online. You could even see photos of somebody's birthday and then look at when that photo was published and then try to work that out. There are many, many different ways. You sometimes need to be real Sherlock Holmes in magic. Use the information you have. When you overhear something, when you see a piece of information, you can look something up. Birthdays are mostly quite publicly available. If worse comes to worse, all you can do is you go to somebody quietly, you say, please don't tell anybody, but what is her birthday? What is his birthday? And you then get the cards ready. All right, you just have them in a little circle of confidence and you say, this is going to be incredible. Please don't tell them, but when is their birthday? Whichever way you get the piece of information, you end up with their birthday, which let's say is the 6th of May, 91. All right, so 6th of the 5th, 91. These can, of course, be any cards, any suit, rather, any color, any suit. But 6th of May, 91, we're going to say 6/5/91. Of course, if it's America, it'll be May the 6th. The month comes first. But for this, for the purposes of this, let's say 6th of May, 91. Ace, of course, is always a 1. If it's October, then you can use 10. you can use the 10 card. If it's October, this can be 2 ones, of course, 2 ones together, 11. If it's December, then of course you can use this, and any other digit, you just put those digits together. So 6 of the 5th, 91, you put these cards together, and you now place them on the top of the deck. So this is the arrangement. You want the top card of the deck to be the first digit you're going to reveal. So whether that's the day or the month, and then under that is the year. So usually this is 4 or 5 cards, 4 or 5 digits, something like that. You have them at the top. You get this ready ahead of time, out of the room, nobody's watching. You then bring the cards out and you step into this masterpiece routine. As with many of these routines, you can start with a full shuffle. So you have the stack, you have that little special packet on the top of the deck. You bring the cards out, and if you want to, again, you grip back the top cards, you pick up from the middle with the upper hand and shuffle off like this. Just a casual shuffle to get things going. You can talk about the connection between the calendar and playing cards, this incredible series of number coincidences, or you just go into it. Either way, this is going to devastate a whole room full of people. It's going to blow them away. It's going to blow the roof off. So you don't need too much in the way of presentation. You take the cards, you shuffle them like this. When you're ready, you say to whichever spectator, the spectator whose birthday you're going to reveal, you say to them, I'm going to shuffle the cards like this. As I'm shuffling the cards, wait as long as you like, you're going to say stop. What you're going to do here is what's called force these cards. This is something we use in a great many card magic effects. We're going to come on to many more ways of forcing in the future, but you're going to force these top 4 cards. It's going to feel like to them like a very free set of choices. Of course, you are forcing every single card, but it looks so clean, so fair. The way you do this is you hold the deck like this, either in your right hand or your left hand, and as you pick up the whole deck, your thumb is pulling the front card and your fingers at the back are pulling only the top card, no more than the top card. So a little bit of friction here, a little bit of friction here. And for the first packet, your upper hand picks up the 50 cards in between. So the 6 is here. As I pinch those cards together, the 6 comes off and my thumb now pulls single cards. You don't want to run out of cards in this. So single cards, and the spectator says stop anytime. They say stop like this. You take this packet, turn it face down and leave it to your right side because you want to reveal this the right way around for your audience. So the first packet goes face down, you turn to the next person, you do exactly the same thing. Front card and the back card, and your upper hand pulls out everything in between. So you shuffle like this, a good pace. They say stop, you take this whole packet, turn it face down, and you're now building up this perfect reveal. It's happening again almost automatically. You take the next card. You've now got the 9. You've got the first of the years now. Front and back card. Fingers at the back, thumb at the front. Upper hand pulls out every card in between those 2 cards, and your thumb now shuffles off. You go as long as you like. They say stop. When they say stop, you can even give them the option of continue. You say, do you want 2 more cards, 3 more cards? Sometimes they say, give me 3 more cards. It doesn't make a difference because these cards are going off the front to the front, and the back cards are not changing. You take that, you turn it face down, and now you're down to the last card. You're down to the 1, the 91. You're down to the final digit. You say to the person again, say stop anytime you like. Front and back card, you pull them together and you shuffle off like this. For the final card, what you can even do when they say stop, you say, do you want me to carry on or do you want me to start again? You have this freedom because it's the last card. If they say start again, you drop this whole packet on top and you simply do exactly the same move again because the ace is still at the top of the deck. It's so fast, so clean. They say, right, shuffle again, you shuffle like this. Then they say stop. You stop right there, place this packet on the front of that packet, turn this face down, and it's all done. You forced in the fairest possible way through this random shuffle, say stop anytime you like. Do you want to go further? Do you want to go more cards? You want me to start again? And you've now ended up with 4 what feel like totally chaotic, randomly produced packets. But of course, on the top of each one is the card that you need. At this moment, you don't rush the punchline. You don't say to them, when is your birthday? You want to get there and you want to meander to that piece of information. So you say, well, why don't we maybe try this with your birthday? Feel like you're reaching for that. You're just making it up on the spot. Why don't we try this? Let's experiment with your birthday. I don't know. Let's see where this goes. if you found out the birthday in a very devious way and they believe you don't know what the birthday is in the first place, really sell them that, tell them that, reinforce that. You say, look, there's no way I could know what your birthday is. They go, no, there's absolutely no way. If you found out from the wife or the husband or the friend or something online, really sell that before the reveal. Look, there's no way I could know your birthday. They say, no, there is no way you could know my birthday. You say, and I shuffled the cards. I mixed the cards, you stopped wherever you wanted. They say, yes. What is your birthday? They say, of course, hopefully, 6th of May, 91. 6th of May. So you say 6th of, now count on your fingers as though, so you don't just go 6th of May, okay, May is 5. You go January, February, March, April. So May is 5. Ask them. They say, yes, 6th of the 5th. You say 6th of the 5th. If they don't give you the year, you just say, and the year is 91. Slow this down. So you say, okay, so we're saying 6th of the 5th, 91. That is your birthday. Really slow. They say, yeah. You say, again, there's no way I can know this. They say, no, there is no way. You say, would you please turn over this top card? They reach out. They turn this card over. When they turn this over, they suddenly realize where this is going because it's unthinkable. It's so unthinkable that somehow their birthday could be represented in playing card form. It's not where anybody's mind goes. But when they turn this over and they see the 6, there's this beautiful ripple in the room. The volume goes up. People look at each other. They say, there's just no way. You say to them, you know there's no way. I don't know your birthday. I shuffled the... You said stop anywhere you wanted. There is just no way. Smile. You turn over this top card. I don't want to touch the cards. Hands off. Say to them, you turn over this top card. They turn it face up. It is 6th of the 5th. 6th of the 5th. There's no way. I shuffle the cards. Keep reinforcing. 6th of the 5th. You can even miscall. You said 92. They say, no, 91. You turn over this card. It is the 9. Anytime there's an ace, if there is a 1 in the number, it's always worth just before the reveal, just reinforcing that. You say, of course, ace. Ace, we would say, would be a 1. There's no confusion at all. You say ace would be a 1. So we pray for an ace. They turn this over. And of course, at this moment, the explosion in the room, the volume, the reaction, everybody goes bananas. Everybody goes wild with this. It is such a beautiful, such a meaningful, such an impactful routine. Really hits people so differently. As I've said many times, fooling someone with something impossible or something very unlikely, something very difficult or impressive is wonderful, no question. But when you make it about them, like this, you make it about their birthday, you make it about their life, their story, their relationship, the impact just goes up so much. And this is something I would love to hear how you get on with this. The first time you share this, the first few times you share this with people, it just hits so different. So as I always say, watch this a few times, make sure you're doing it the right direction, the cards are in the right place, watch the performance a few times. When you have it down, share it with somebody, take it into the world. And when you are ready and you've rocked the world with this, we then move on to the final effect in volume 2.